Hello, so we're going live with this divine timing thing. What exactly is it, and what does aligning with the divine actually mean? I love the words aligning with the divine. They came from my training in Anusara Yoga, and what it means in Anusara Yoga, so we talk about it in the physical body, is to align with what is most auspicious, what is most beneficial. Now, if we take this back to our own body, this is quite simple. What gives you the freedom of being able to breathe more easily? Which position helps you to feel the ease away from your aches and pains? Which way of holding your body? So what's the way of holding yourself that is going to give you the maximum freedom and the maximum stability at the same time? So when we relate this to our own physical structure, it helps us then to relate it to our lives, because when we talk about the highest good of all, I know this trips some people up, and I also know that aligning with the divine and divine timing really trips people up if we don't have a trust in the divine. So what is the divine? Well, it's you, it's me, it's everybody. It's the good in each and every one of us. It is the little light that is what unites us all. Just like as human beings, we all have a heartbeat, and presently we need oxygen in our lungs in order to function and to stay alive. Prana brings vitality as opposed to just keeping you alive. But, you know, heartbeat and breathing, those two things make us human. Well, the divine spark in each of us that, taking religious connotations, will say, you know, we were made in God's image. God, what is God? Well, let's talk about God as source. For me, God is love, like the purest vibrations of love and light. In the end, these days, I see everything in terms of frequency. Frequency of lightness, frequency of density. So the absence of God is the absence of light, or the absence of the divine is the absence of light. What is light? All those things that bring us hope, joy, faith, celebration, expansion, inspiration, passion. You know, none of the things I've mentioned remotely involve being unpleasant to yourself or to someone else, or causing pain anywhere, to our planet, to each other, etc. So I want to sort of take this align with the divine, and I want to challenge, you know, the religious views that would say that actually, you know, who are we to align with the most auspicious? Who are we to align with the Almighty? Well, this is when we're actually saying, thy will be done. I'm turning my will over to divine will. And you can't do that if you don't trust the divine. So this leads us on to divine timing as well, because to trust the divine is about you actually really trusting yourself. It's trusting the part of you that is most close to God, or close to source, that is the most evolved part of you, your highest self, in the highest frequencies you can imagine of love light, high on love basically, and getting that part of you to direct your life, getting that part of you to support you to co-create your reality. And you know, we are living on a planet at the moment where two worlds are happening at the same time. No, I can't. I don't know what you're talking about there. Oh, Pietro, can you show the feet? What, in a line with the divine? I can show the feet, but not in this video. I'll do that another time. For now, let's come back to what we're saying, which is about getting with what's most auspicious and what is going to support you to trust yourself and your own higher vision. Because if handing over to divine will means you feel you're going to be left out, that somehow everybody else is allowed to have the good things in life but you are not, then this is representative of having a negative connotation of our relationship with creator, with creator energy, with source. Now, this could be because of religious dogma. It could be because you've been brought up in an environment where you were taught to believe that in order to gain God's love, you had to worship a certain way, you had to believe certain things, live with certain rules. And, you know, again, I have to be careful where I'm treading here, but my bottom line is, the definition of grace in terms of Christianity is gifts given from God. They're freely given from God. You don't have to do anything to deserve them. There's a benevolent force that's constantly available that you can tapping into the flow of divine timing, which I'm coming to again. And at any point you can choose to align with that beneficial, benevolent, loving energy, as opposed to being aligned with the paradigm of fear and struggle and challenge and the fight for supremacy. So that's what I was saying. We have got two worlds in one world at the moment. We've got lots of people who are waking up to the idea that they can co-create their reality. Co-create, you know, we're not in charge of everything. We can't sort of just just do everything exactly as we say, because if you've ever created a vision board, you'll see you put your intentions out there and the universe has a tremendous sense of humour, because it's going to bring back to you what you've asked for, but not necessarily quite how you expected it. So co-creating our future. And then there is the other world where we are still co-creating our future, but we don't realise we're co-creating it. We're not doing it consciously. We've got our mind constantly on what could go wrong, on all the terrible things that are happening in the world, and all the reasons why we can't believe what I'm saying right now, that actually this is all utter nonsense, and no, the real things is what you see on the news, and the fact that, you know, life's a bitch and then you die and you've got to work really hard, and if you're lucky you might just be able to buy your own house and get a mortgage, and all the things we aspire to without ever stopping and thinking, why am I really aspiring to this? What do I really want? So coming to divine timing, trusting in divine timing. Some of you know I work a lot with fertility and conception, and it's incredibly hard to ask a woman and a man who desperately wanting to have a baby to trust in the timing of when this baby's going to come along. But every time I've worked with a client who's looked back and has actually got their bundle of joy either growing inside of them or in their arms, they've always gone, it wouldn't have worked then, it wouldn't have worked then. You know, I didn't realise what I was going to need to have developed in myself to be able to cope with this now. So divine timing in that essence is really trusting that everything you're going through in your life right now is preparing you to truly, fully be able to accept that which you really, really want. But you've got to step up to it. You've got to meet the vibration of it. And that takes time. It takes divine time. It takes your higher self or your divine self to be able to co-create with the higher self of everyone else that's involved to create the most auspicious conditions for what it is you want. So going back to what I was saying on this little ramble of mine with the highest good of all, most of us find it very difficult to ask for something and then to hand it over and say, I ask for this, or for whatever is the highest good of all, because we are frightened that the highest good of all means we won't get what we want out of it. And that's the ego, that's the fear-based programming and thinking that says, oh no, there won't be enough for me, I'm not going to be counted here because I am not as worthy as the next person or the next thing. So this is about worthiness issues as well. So coming back to aligning with the divine and divine timing, what I want to offer you here, we've had a few comments, Pauline and Seema both commented beautifully, you know, it's about being in the present moment. It's about being grateful. It's about having an intention. So aligning with the divine is wanting to align with what is for the highest good of everyone, including yourself, knowing that it is you, your own divine self, that is actually orchestrating events along with your guides and higher guides and source to the highest level. And divine timing is trusting that when you feel inspired to take action, that is the time to take action. And the action that you want to take will be right in front of you. But if you are trying to push the river, which I do frequently, my friends, because I get so excited by life and just want to make everything happen today, and I'm not listening to my natural rhythms that are saying, but today you want to rest, darling Rosanna. You want to stay in your pajamas. You don't want to do too much. You need to gather energy. You're not feeling inspired. So don't push the river because it flows on its own. Because then what happens is you get to now, and I haven't washed my hair, and I've still got a dry lip from my cold, but I'm feeling really inspired to come and talk to you about it. Because inspiration is what helps get us going. So if you are a bit like me, and you have a very creative mindset, and therefore have 100 ideas you could put into action in any one moment, again, aligning with the divine, what is the highest good of all these ideas that I have, what's the best one for me to focus on right now? That then allows you to trust in the divine timing of what comes in and says, right, this is what we work on next. Put all those ideas that you've got on paper, put them down somewhere so you can see they're all things you want to create, but just let your heart direct you to the thing you most want to do next, and be open to the opportunities that are coming your way now to support you to co-create and manifest any one of those ideas into reality. And this is it, it's spiraling, it's just allowing things to come to you more. And this is also relevant to relationships, because, you know, we're a few days off Valentine's Day, and I know that matters so much to so many of us. And if we're single, oh Lord, we're single again. And if we're in a relationship, oh Lord, he or she hasn't done what we wanted them to do, and the expectations are high, and then there's the disappointment. Well, you know, aligning with how you want to feel in a relationship, aligning with how you would like to feel if you haven't got a partnership, what you'd like a partnership to feel like, and if you have got a partnership, what you'd like to bring into that partnership that doesn't feel like it's there already. You've got to imagine it up first. Allow for divine inspiration, allow for your own higher self to basically connect with you and remind you of how things can be, and then allow the opportunities to come to you. So if you are looking for love, having a sense of the way you'd like to feel when you meet this beloved, or you've got to know them a little bit, and then allowing opportunities to come to you. And this is great when you don't know which direction to go in, when you're faced with choices and you're like, oh, what do I do next? I don't know what to do. What's for the highest good of all? What's in truth with my heart? Well, you admit to yourself all of the options. Don't lie to yourself. Don't mess yourself about. You've got to be on the same side as your own self, because, you know, you're going to be with yourself till you die and well beyond. So there's lots of options, what to choose, what's aligned with the highest good of all. Question that. And then from there, allow opportunities to come your way. And the opportunities that come your way will then help you to decipher where you need to be. And I was having a lovely conversation with Mariana, who gave me a beautiful massage earlier. And if anyone would like to try Ayurvedic massage, let me know and I'll put you in touch with her. She's based in Widdingdean. We were talking about when we're really trying to force things to happen and things aren't happening and we're confused and we don't know which way to go. And then suddenly an idea comes about and it feels really exciting and the doors all open. Suddenly all the doors open. And those doors that open basically then give you the opportunity to go, oh, this is the way. It feels auspicious. It feels beneficial. It feels good. So I'm going to end this now with the concept of optimal temporal reality, which I've been learning from my teacher, Susanna, as we're co-creating our reality, by the way. So what is your optimal temporal reality? It's aligning with the divine and trusting in divine timing. It all fits together, don't you love it? Yeah, that's what it is. Optimal temporal reality. What's the best possible experience I can be having on this planet right now? Like, how can I fortify my perception, my expectations, my responses, so that I can really be in the best place at the best time, aligning with the divine and trusting in the divine timing of things, knowing that my heart is always going to call me where it's the best place for me to go. Fears, logic, the ego might hold me in places I don't want to stay much longer, but the whispers of your heart will always win through, so take the time to listen. I'll leave you with this. I want to keep this dialogue going because I think it's amazing, so I want to hear more from you and your questions about aligning with the divine and divine timing. And do me a favour, if you're not already subscribed to Rosy Glow Facebook page, please subscribe, because I'm going to be moving these videos onto that page. So, you know, if you like watching my videos, please go on and subscribe to Rosy Glow, ROZYGLOW, and you can be part of the Glow Zone, baby. Yeah. Have a good one. I'll leave it here. Pedro's on some weird one about feet. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, bye.